So Theo, thank you very much to accept interview from Gasco.com. So first of all, can you briefly introduce us the Haldex, the company itself?
Sure, of course. Haldex is a Swedish company, and we act within the automotive industry's different segments. We have products for the various segments of automotive industry, ranging from four-wheel drive systems for passenger cars. We make brake systems related products and parts for commercial vehicle industry segment. That is our main business area and represents 2/3 about of the company. We make motors and valves and oil pump applications for the hydraulic segment as well. So for customers of the off-road automotive industry, such as Caterpillar and so on, those kind of equipment. And then finally we make valve spring wire. It's a specialty wire product that we provide the very special high demanding spring wire for, which by the way we also make in China starting last year. We you can say in all these segments we make products. What makes our products basically united is that we focus on safety, environment and vehicle dynamics. So all our products are targeting that.
Okay, thank you. So since you're responsible for the logistics as well as the purchasing, so can you talk about something related to the Haldex auto parts sourcing in China?
Yeah, of course. We have, you can say in the last 15 years, Haldex has grown from about, I'm just aiming to give you some background here first. We have grown from about, let's say, 500 million RMB revenue to today about 10 billion RMB, or $1.5 billion United States dollars. During this time, this has happened over the last 10-15 years, you can say 15 years, and it has mostly been done through acquisitions, but also through organic growth. So we have acquired a lot of companies all over the world over this period, and purchasing has historically been done fairly independently from each other, quite locally, in typically Western Europe and in the United States. Now in the later couple of years we have focused a lot on integrating all these different companies and sites into becoming more of one company. So our group supply function that I'm heading, and so I belong to the Stockholm, I'm based here in China but I belong really to the Stockholm group management office. We now aim at bringing all together and also consolidating purchases and doing more kind of purchasing activities across division and company boundaries. So since 2003 we operate a global sourcing office in China, here in Shanghai. We hired our first employees in 2003. Today we're a team of a dozen employees here, working together with our various divisions at home in typically the western part of the world, where we have our main manufacturing sites. In terms of auto part sourcing in China, it has grown rapidly for us over the last couple of years, every year by about 50% growth, more and more sourcing from China.
For local use or exportation?
This is typically for exportation.
Exportation.
And we export to Sweden, rest of Europe and to the United States, and also to Latin America. We have some quite sizable operations in Mexico, where we take a lot of parts from China too. The kind of parts we have been most successful with so far are different kinds of aluminum die castings and machined such. We find that the real benefits and savings are realized when more value add is added here, made here in China, and not. Or initially we bought a lot of raw castings and so on, but as we add machining and surface treatments and corrosion treatment and so on, we see that China can deliver a lot more value and savings for the company.
So what's the challenges you facing doing the China sourcing things?
Well, on top of, I mean, we have challenges also working with sourcing in markets more known to us, like in Europe or in US. It's never completely free of hassle. But in China, of course, there's for us as a Swedish company, there's a cultural barrier, there is a language barrier, and then you have practical things such as time zones that makes it really difficult to work with China, because we are here, a dozen people, but we really work as an extended arm, you can say, for our divisions at home. So all the divisions, we have 8 divisions, and they're located in United States, Sweden, UK, Germany. That's where we have our division headquarters.
It's for communication obstacles.
Communication, but also, I mean, that's where we have the sites. So once a supplier is selected, we have an approved PPAP, and we have samples, and we've started the serial delivery. Then those deliveries are from China to these locations that I just mentioned. And so anytime there's a problem, time zones, communication, language, cultural differences, communication issues can become really under pressure and become quite severe at times. But having said that, I think we've done a great job recruiting in China. We have a great staff here in my office, and we are improving a lot. And I mean, it's really proven by the divisions wanting to source more and more from China. They think that we're doing a good job, we're delivering good savings from sourcing from China, and our goal is to increase it, continue to increase it by 50% for the next 3 years or so. And by that time, we will have come to a level that we feel we can feel quite comfortable with, and we'll set our new targets then. But I think that level that we will have reached then will be a level that we would aim at keeping pretty much.
During our contacts into things with the Magna or Bosch or the Chrysler, for example, they all mention two common challenges they face now. One is the logistics, because most Chinese suppliers, they prefer FOB. But OEMs, they prefer the DDP. It's more safety, and it will guarantee the quality or things. Another problem they think is the stable quality of the products. Do you face the similar challenges too?
Logistics is a huge challenge to us, actually. It is interesting that you mentioned that just now, because right now it's really on the top of my agenda. Because until recently I was head of purchasing, and logistics was added as my responsibility quite recently. So we are in early phases of working with logistics. But I'm not in full agreement with the DDP strategy that the others seem to. I'm not in agreement with, if you say they prefer DDP. I can see disadvantages of DDP as well. When you use DDP, you pay for the material. You pay, you pay like this. You pay for the material that you buy. You pay for transportation. And then you pay export duty on all of that. So you pay export duty also on the transportation, which is crazy. We should not be paying export duty on the transportation. If we only pay for the material, then we only pay export duty on that part. So we get another export duty piece here. Export duty will be bigger here, because it's calculated on the whole this entire invoice value. Do you understand?
That makes sense.
And so in this case, we can lower the duty, and taking care of the shipments ourselves. We see that we could actually have very big savings working with different third-party logistics providers and taking ownerships of the parts earlier here in China and doing the export through a third party somehow. We have seen our investigations show that many Chinese suppliers take a lot of profit margin on the shipment. And I'm getting used to nowadays seeing invoices that state $7,000 and $8,000 for the 40-foot container from China to the US. And anyone knows you can buy that for $3,500 or $3,700 by doing it yourself. So I think we're still in the investigation phase, but I am not convinced of DDP. I think that we can do it cheaper and better ourselves.